Al-Imam Ibn al-Qayyim rahimahullah, he said, explaining the saying of Allah Azza wa Jal, وَالَّذِينَ جَاهَدُوا فِينَا لَنَهْدِيَنَّهُمْ سُبَلَنَا, and those who strive for our sake, surely we will guide them to the straight paths. He said, عَلَّقَ سُبْحَانَهُ الْهِدَايَةَ بِالْجِهَادِ. Allah has connected guidance to the level of striving. The level of guidance that Allah Azza wa Jal will give to the servant depends on the level of their striving. فَأَكْمَلَ النَّاسِ هِدَايَةً أَعْظَمَهُمْ جِهَادًا. The people with the most guidance, the people whom Allah Azza wa Jal grants the most guidance, are those who strive the most. Yes, we'll get to that later on. How does knowing that the name of Allah Azza wa Jal, An-Nasir, the help is from the beautiful names of Allah, how does it affect the servant now? The servant strives for the sake of Allah. They strive for the sake of Allah. They sacrifice for the sake of Allah. Ibn al-Qayyim said, the people with the most guidance, those whom Allah Azza wa Jal guides the most, they are those who strive the most. They're connected. Can't separate them. The most guided of the people are those who strive the most. He said, وَأَفْرَضُ الْجِهَادِ جِهَادَ النَّفْسِ. The most obligatory form of jihad, the most important form of jihad, fighting against the soul. Fighting against the soul. Yes, fighting against the soul to fulfill the obligations. Pray the 5 daily prayers. Fighting against the nafs. Jihad al-nafs. Fighting to wake up and pray Salat al-Fajr. Fighting to go to the masjid. Striving against the nafs. Battling, and that's a daily struggle. Jihad al-nafs. He said, وَجِهَادَ al-hawa. Fighting against one's desires. وَجِهَادَ al-shaytan. Fighting against the devil. وَجِهَادَ al-dunya. Fighting against the temptations of this world. فَمَنْ جَاهَدَ هَذِهِ الْأَرْبَعَةَ فِي اللَّهِ هَدَاهُ اللَّهُ سُبَلَ الرِّضَاهُ الْمُوسِلَ إِلَى جَنَّتِهِ. Imam Ibn al-Qayyim said, whoever strives against these 4 things, Allah will guide them to the paths of His pleasure that lead to paradise. You strive against your soul, you strive against the devil, you strive against your desires, you strive against the temptations of the dunya, then Allah will guide you to paths that lead to His pleasure. If Allah guides you to these paths, then these paths, they lead to paradise. May Allah bless us all with paradise. But look, we have to strive, struggle. Some people think they don't have to struggle, they don't have to strive. All they have to do is say with their tongue, I believe. And there's not going to be any trials and tests. No, there's going to be tests. For Allah Azza wa Jal, Tabaraka wa Ta'ala, to show whether we are truthful or whether we are not. He said, وَمَنْ تَرَكَ الْجِهَادِ فَاتَهُ مِنَ الْهُدَى بِحَسَبِ مَا عَطَّلَ مِنَ الْجِهَادِ. Whoever fails to strive in this manner, whoever fails to strive will miss out on guidance according to what they've abandoned. Yes. Whoever fails to strive as Allah commanded them to strive, striving against the soul, striving against one's desires, striving against the devil, striving against the dunya,